Hello everyone. Today we are going to be discussing about Flutter shared preferences. If you are building your Flutter app and you want to be able to persist your application data, be it something like settings or preferences, then I've got you covered. So continue watching. I have a pre-prepared application for shared preferences in Flutter, and I have added a settings page in which I have defined three settings, which are font size, bold and italics. And I'm going to be persisting these settings using shared preferences. The first step that you need to follow is to install the shared preferences into your pubspec.yaml as a dependency. So in my pubspec.yaml file, I have referenced the shared preferences as a dependency. Next up, I have created a class called settings, and this class represents the settings that I need to persist. So it contains font size, bold and italics parameters. In my settings page, I have added the components that I wanted to display for my settings. So I have got the slider, which represents the font size, and then I have got a checkbox for the bold and another checkbox for the italics. Below that, I just have my text widget, which will change as my settings change. So now coming to the main focus of this video, I would like to persist the settings using the shared preferences plugin. So I have created two functions: save settings to persist the settings and load settings from prefs to load the settings. In my save settings method, I am creating an instance of the shared preferences, and I can use the preferences.setString method to save the data. If I have a look at the preferences object, you will see that the set method for the preferences object has primitive data. You can only store things like double, int, string, boolean. So what I have done in my case, I have basically encoded my settings object to JSON, and I'm using that JSON string to store in my shared preferences. In my settings object, I have created a toJSON method which basically maps the key value pairs for the properties that are there in my settings and returns a map. That map is then encoded into a string using json.encode. And then I am persisting that JSON string into my preferences. So this is how shared preferences is persisting my data. Now let's move on and understand how the data is being loaded. So to load the settings from shared preferences, I again create an instance of my shared preferences, and then I use the getString method to get the JSON string that I have previously saved using the key that I was using. And once I have the JSON string, then I call the json.decode method to decode the JSON string into a dynamic object. And using that, I update my settings object by copying the parameters that are available in my dynamic object. And once my settings object is updated, I call the setState method to apply the new settings and update the UI. You will see that the saving and loading methods that I have defined are asynchronous. So shared preferences makes an async call to persist and load the data. So this is how the saving and loading of the preferences work. I also call the load settings from prefs method in the init state. For the very first time when the application is launched, it will then load the settings from shared preferences. And going down into my widgets, every time a user action is happening, I am setting the state, and at the same time I am calling save settings to actually save the settings in preferences. Similarly, I am doing it for my checkboxes as well. Let's have a look at my application and see how this is running. So I'm changing my font size and it's updating the settings and then saving and persisting it using shared preferences. Same with bold and italics, it's persisting these settings. So let's do one thing now. Let's save the settings in at this state, and then I'm going to exit the application and I'm going to launch the application again. This is the application, shared preferences. And when I launch the application, you will actually see that initially it sets the settings to a particular value, but then in my init state, when the build function happens, it loads the preferences using shared preferences, and then it calls the set state method to apply those settings and update the UI. So in today's video, I have covered the shared preferences plugin in Flutter, and I have also added a link to the GitHub repository where this project is stored in the description below. I hope that you find this video useful, and thank you very much for watching.